I want to take a second this morning to talk about another topic I covered once already, and that is price gouging by retailers right now as far as gun-related items are concerned. I had mentioned in another video that the price gougers are disgusting and that we will remember them. Well, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, you're against capitalism, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not against capitalism. I'm all for capitalism. It's just unfortunate that a lot of people have been convinced that for some reason that capitalism means that corporations and businesses can do whatever they want and people just have to lie down and take it because it's somehow the right of the business to profiteer off of them. That's not how capitalism works. Capitalism is me being able to say, you have no rights to profit off of me if in any unfair manner, and if you try to, I will take my money elsewhere. And not only will I take my money elsewhere, I will make sure everyone I know knows what you did. That's the free market. And when we start talking about these people that are profiteering off of us, that are raising prices overnight, that's not anti-capitalism. That is the American way. That is the free market. If you want to take a chance and profit really quickly off of a tragedy or a bad thing, something like what's happened here recently, that's your right to try to do that. But it's also the right of every consumer to say, you're wrong for doing it, I won't stand for it, and I will go somewhere else. So in that spirit, I wanted to make a little video here. Now, I'm not talking people that, raised their prices on ammo from $12 to $14 overnight because they had to do drop shipments of new ammo and they had to pay extra shipping. That's normal business. What I'm talking about is people that had stock already sitting on their shelves and who, once the tragedy broke, they doubled prices, tripled prices on things automatically, added $70, $80 to a gun like Buds did, or stopped selling guns like Cheaper Than Dirt, or raised their PMAG prices 3 times like Cheaper Than Dirt. Those are the companies I'm talking about, companies that did really bad things like that. And people have been contacting me and saying, well, we should make a list of all the companies that did stuff wrong. And I'm like, okay, we should. Someone should compile a list of all the companies that were price gouging, that turned their back on the gun community when we needed them most, like Cheaper Than Dirt, like Bud's Gun Shop, companies like that. And I'm sure there's dozens of others. But what I wanted to do right now is I want to make a list of people that didn't do that. I mean, things like grabagun.com here. They sold their guns out that they had in stock. They sold every one of them, but they sold them at the prices they were advertised the day before the tragedy. They sold them for those prices the day after. Like my local gun shop, Brightwater Ventures here in Vancouver. They're selling every gun they can get in the store, and you know what? They're pricing them the same as they did before the tragedy. They're not adding a huge markup simply because there's more demand now. They're pricing them at a fair price because they know this isn't going to last forever, and their customers are going to have to remember them after this. So what I want to do is, if you know a company that's not profiteering, that's standing behind the gun community, and you want them to be noticed, send that to me. Just send it, caption the title Price Gougers. If you want to send me ones that are blatantly price gouging too, maybe we'll compose a list of the price gougers too. But what I want to do right now is I want to compose a list of people, because people keep asking me, well, where can I go on the internet to buy guns that isn't treating people badly? And like I say, Grab a Gun is one of those. So if you know someone, even if it's your local shop that has been selling out every gun they have, but they are still being fair to their customer and still taking care of the gun community, and you want them noticed, let's compile a list. And then once we have the list, we can spread it around through different channels. Now, this may not go anywhere, and but it may. So let's just try and see what we can do. So like I say, if you know a company that's doing right by the gun community, that isn't taking advantage, and like I say, just pricing things up to cover extra expenses is not taking advantage. So if you know a company like that, send it to me, entitled Price Gougers, and you can also send me ones you know that are blatantly gouging too, and like I say, maybe we'll make that list too. But right now, I want to concentrate on making a list of the companies that are standing behind the gun community so that we can stand behind them as well. Oh, and one company I wanted to mention that I didn't mention before, that I think that I'm getting a lot of feedback from, that people are really saying is standing behind the gun community, is Midway USA. So I wanted to say good things about them. I've ordered a bunch of stuff from them since the tragedy, and I haven't had any problems with them. I haven't seen any big price increases or anything. So I wanted to mention them. So if you have another company like Midway USA, or even the local gun shops, like I say, just send it to me. We'll get this list put together.